Let's go through our Counting Rhythms number 2 worksheet. In this worksheet, we have half notes, and we have half rests as well. Each of those get 2 beats. We'll start with the first one and we'll figure out how to do this. So on our first one, our first rhythm here, we have 2 half notes. We have one here and another here. Each of these gets 2 beats. So under our first one, we write 1 and 2 and. That's 2 beats right there. Oh, my and sign's a bit funny. And then on our next one, 3 and 4 and. That gives us 2 beats. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 beats. Let's go on to our next rhythm here. We have a half note and then 2 quarter notes. Under our half note, we have 1 and 2 and. That gives us 2 beats. Now a quarter note, which is our next note, is 1 beat. So we write 3 and under there. And then we have another quarter note, which is 1 beat. So we write 4 and under there. Our next rhythm is just backwards of the one before. We have 2 quarter notes and then 1 half note. So on our first quarter note, we write 1 and. Our second quarter note, we write 2 and. Now we have a half note, which is worth 2 beats. So we need to put down 2 beats. So we write 3 and 4 and under that one. Our next rhythm on the second line here has a half rest, which gets 2 beats, and then a half note, which also gets 2 beats. So for a half rest, we write 1 and 2 and then for a half note, we write 3 and 4 and. There we go. Our next one is the opposite of the one before. We have a half note and then a half rest. Now a half note gets 2 beats and a half rest also gets 2 beats. So under a half note, we write 1 and 2 and. Then under our half rest, we write 3 and 4 and. And that gives us 4 beats. Our next rhythm here has a half note and then a quarter rest and then a quarter note. Under our half note, we need to write 2 beats. So we write 1 and 2 and. Then we have a quarter rest, which is 1 beat. So we write 3 and under there. And then a quarter note, which is 1 beat. So we write 4 and under that one. Our next rhythm also has a quarter note, quarter rest, and a half note. I didn't say those in order. A half note, a quarter note, and then a quarter rest. Our half note, which is our first note, is 2 beats. So we write 1 and 2 and under there. Next we have a quarter note, 3 and then a quarter rest, 4 and. Our last rhythm here is completely different than all the others. It's a whole note, which gets 4 beats. A whole note gets 4 beats in 4/4 time. So we write 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All of those, all for the whole note. And that is the end of Counting Rhythms number 2.